Knowing me, I will probably say something in this video that will offend someone. Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So grab some popcorn, grab a drink. I have some lemon water here, which I'm trying to drink more of, which I actually love lemon water. I don't know why I struggle drinking it. Anyways, this is probably going to be a very controversial video, which I am okay with because I love watching these videos. I am excited to see what you guys have to say on my opinions on these topics. I am trying to cook food right now, which I feel like was such a bad time to start cooking food while I'm trying to film a video, but I'm gonna quickly go check on that. Actually, I should eat before I start. Okay, I'm gonna go eat and then I will be back. So I am about to go to church in about an hour, and I thought I would sit down and chat to you guys about a topic that I'm very passionate about. And from the title, you already know what I'm going to talk about. Yes, I am vegan. I claim to be vegan. I'm not always a perfect vegan, but I eat all plant-based and I agree with the ethics of veganism, environmental reasons of veganism, but we're going to get into that in a second. But also I'm going to talk to you about I cannot talk. Also, I'm going to talk to you guys about why I don't like the vegan community. And just a little disclaimer, I love absolutely everyone and I am in no way making this video to offend anyone or make people feel bad about their decisions. I'm genuinely just stating my opinion on these topics because I've always seen videos of like why I don't like vegans or why I hate vegans or why I don't like the vegan community, so I'm not vegan. I've never seen a video on YouTube about a vegan talking about why they don't like the vegan community. If you have seen one of those, or you know of someone who's made a video like that, please link it below because I would love to watch it. If you don't agree with what I say, that is completely fine and I will be in no way offended if you don't agree with what I'm saying. We're all entitled to our own views and our own opinions, and that is why I'm also making this video, because it is just my opinion that I would like to share with you guys. There is in no way I'm telling you what to do or what you have to do or you have to be like me or anything like that. I am simply just telling you guys what I think, what I believe. But yeah, I love you all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, but let's just get straight into it. So first of all, I'm going to start out with why I am vegan. So there are many reasons why I have chosen to be vegan. This started probably at the very start of 2019, so I haven't been vegan for that long, but so far I'm absolutely loving it. It's probably one of the best decisions I have ever made. So the first reason is environmental. I only just got educated on this not that long ago, probably about 9 months ago. I got educated on the environmental factors of the meat industry and factory farming and greenhouse gases and everything like that. I'm not an expert on it and I'm no way claiming to be because I don't know all the numbers and figures and things like that. That is just something that I cannot remember. But I remember watching a few documentaries on Netflix like Cowspiracy and What the Hell, etc. And a few documentaries on YouTube that I love, and it really did convict me on the environmental factors of meat consumption, and not just meat but dairy and eggs as well. There are so many other factors that contribute to pollution and greenhouse gases, etc. But the meat industry happened to be the #1. I think it was like it causes 50 to 60% of the world's greenhouse gases, but none of the companies are talking about it because they do make a lot of money from the meat industries. But I don't agree with it at all, and we've seen the effects, and we're still seeing the effects today of global warming and climate change and everything like that. Like, look at Australia, it's on fire right now. All the pollution that's in the water, air pollution, etc. It's really, it is a horrible thing, and I feel like people are starting to get more educated on the environment and how our actions and our everyday lives kind of affect and contribute to all this pollution. So that is one reason. Also, the amount of water it takes to create a piece of meat is outstanding. Like, it is a lot of water, and I don't know the numbers. If you want to know the numbers, I'm pretty sure it's on Cowspiracy or you can just Google it. But it does take a lot of water, and there are so many rivers drying up and so many places in drought and things like that. Now they're apparently going to the moon to extract water from the moon or whatever, which I think is just ridiculous in my opinion. Also, it's not sustainable to be eating meat. I think the most sustainable way to live your life is to be on a plant-based diet, and that is just simply because we don't have enough land to be able to basically have all these factories and farms and basically all the land that it takes to feed these animals, because they're growing so many GMO corns and grains and stuff like that, which could be used to basically grow more vegetables, and that would be way more sustainable. Unfortunately, that's not the way the world works today. I have a feeling that this video is going to be very long because I've been filming for 7 minutes already. I don't know how long it's going to be on your end, but right now I've been filming for 7 minutes. I'm not even near halfway through. Oh gosh, okay. My second reason is animal cruelty. This is something that I always knew that it happened, but I never really understood what was going down in these factory farms and how I actually seen these animals, because I always told myself, oh yeah, I'm an animal lover, I love all animals, but then I never thought of how, like, that I'm eating them, but I love them. Like, to me, it doesn't make any sense at all. And when you actually look into these farms and what's happening and how they're killed and the pain that they go through and the fear in their eyes, it is so sad. For me, like, I can't live with myself and like eat a piece of meat and think of these animals that are dying and going through so much pain and torture and suffering. And it's not just the meat industry, like this is the dairy industry, the egg industry. I don't agree with vegetarianism for animal rights reasons, and if you want me to do another video on that, I'm more than happy to do another video on that. But the dairy and egg industry is just as bad as the meat industry, because all these baby chickens, all the male baby chickens basically just get crushed in a grinder alive, and these chickens get treated so badly. Like, you see all these farms and these chickens are so sick and so like mangled, and just they're like crammed up together. They're in so much pain, all for us to eat eggs, which I think is a very sad thing. And as well as the dairy industry really makes me angry. My camera just ran out of space, so I had to put a new SD card in it, so I'm sorry if this changed angles or whatever. Anyways, what I was saying, I actually forgot what I was saying. So the way these animals are treated in the dairy industry, like the way that they get forcefully impregnated and then the babies get taken off them like a day after, and they're screaming after their babies, and then they get forced to go into these chambers where they get milked, and they're milked that hard that they end up bleeding everywhere. Like, it's just so sad. And then after, once they're not useful anymore, they just go and kill them, and these animals live their lives like that. Like, that is their entire life. And for me, like, I don't want to be supporting those industries that are doing these things to these cows. If you're buying ethically sourced dairy from small time farmers, like, I think that's okay, as long as it's not like going into these, like, buying milk from your local grocery store, because majority of the time it is factory farmed and these animals are getting treated so horribly. And for me, I don't want to be a part of that. If you don't care, like, that is okay. Like, you do you. I'm not judging you. I don't hate you for your decision. You do you, I do me, we're all happy. Also, I don't think, this is just my personal opinion, but I don't think that an animal should have to die for me to have a meal when I have so many other options. I can go to the grocery store and choose to buy potatoes and make, like, I don't know, roast potatoes and quinoa and chickpeas, or I can choose to buy a steak which an animal had to die for. So my third reason is for health, and it has been scientifically proven. I know there's so many people that are probably going to comment these videos like, oh, but look at this article, and like, whatever. Like, that's fine. You have your opinion. Like, that is completely okay. My hair is very frizzy. That is completely fine. Like, you do you. You can post whatever down in the comments below. Like, I don't care. But in my opinion, and from what I've researched, it is the most healthy diet is the plant-based diet, and it has been proved by scientists and medical professionals multiple times. It is known to cause diabetes, heart disease, strokes, cardiovascular disease, cancer. That is a very small percentage of what a non-vegan diet causes. But for me, I don't want to be putting all these bad chemicals and hormones and things that shouldn't be going into my body. I am very health conscious, and I always have been. So when I got educated on the effects of meat, dairy, and eggs, I automatically just didn't want to eat it anymore. That is just because I'm very health conscious, I guess. And also, I just feel way better internally from eating vegan. After I think the first week or 2 weeks, I was just hooked because I felt so much better internally. I have had extremely low iron my entire life. Surprisingly, my iron actually more than doubled by going vegan. So I was like tired all the time. I was always exhausted, and now being on a vegan diet, I have so much energy. I feel amazing. I feel like I can do anything. And especially during this pregnancy, I remember in the first trimester, I could not be vegan. I know there's people probably like, yes, you can, like blah, blah, blah. But all vegan proteins, even protein powder, made me feel so sick. And for me, like, I felt like I needed protein, especially when you're growing a baby. Even though I wasn't getting my protein from the best source, at least I was getting some protein. So I was eating mainly vegan. I still didn't have any dairy or any eggs. The only thing that I think I had a few eggs a few times, but that was from my chickens that we have in the backyard. There is no way I would go and buy eggs from a grocery store. I was eating a little bit of chicken, a little bit of fish to get my protein. That is the only time that basically I wasn't vegan. But in that time, my skin broke out so bad. I felt extremely sick. And yes, this wasn't my first trimester, but I felt terrible during that time. I was always tired, like I was always in pain, having these aches and pains, like my body just didn't feel right. But as soon as I switched back to vegan, once my food aversions went away, I now feel incredible, and my pregnancy honestly isn't a problem anymore. Like, I love being pregnant now. I don't have any issues except that my stomach's growing, which is not an issue, obviously, but that is the only thing that is kind of affecting my body, is my stomach growing and her kicking and waking me up at 2 o'clock in the morning. But other than that, I have so much energy and I feel great. My skin has cleared up. Yes, I still have a few tiny pimples, but that has been an issue my entire life of having acne. I just feel way better from being vegan. There are a lot of cases where people say that they got sick from going vegan, which in my opinion, this is probably going to offend someone, but I don't care. There is a lot of stories of people going vegan and getting sick, which I think is not entirely correct. The reason you probably got sick was because you weren't having enough protein, you weren't having enough iron. There is a lot of unhealthy vegans because yes, they're not eating meat or dairy or eggs, but then they're going and having a packet of lollies for a snack, or having packets of chips every day, or eating still like all these preservatives and GMOs, etc. Having a vegan diet isn't healthy, but having a whole foods plant-based diet is healthy. And if you are balancing your vegan diet, then you shouldn't have any issues, but that is just my opinion. Now getting into the real controversial stuff, why I don't like the vegan community. And I am in no way saying that every vegan is like this, because I myself am a vegan and I know lots of vegans who aren't like this at all. There's so many vegans that I follow on social media who are amazing people. I love a lot of vegans, but this is just the vegan community in general, and I'm talking about the extreme vegans, the people who spread a lot of hate, who don't talk to people in love, who aren't respectful of people, who aren't respectful of people's decisions. But I am in no way saying that every vegan is like this, so just making that clear. So the extremism is something that I do not like. and in no way agree with and in no way will be a part of. The extremism to the point where people are using very hateful words towards people, especially on YouTube. Like, I've seen some vegans go ham on some people because they eat meat or they're having a milkshake or whatever it is. Like, people telling people to go kill themselves, to go abort their babies, whatever. Like, it is not okay. As a Christian, for me, if I were to go and tell someone that they are doing the wrong thing and God hates them and they're going to hell because they're not a Christian or whatever, as if they're gonna want anything to do with me or want anything to do with what I'm talking about. Using hate does not work, people. If you're using very hateful words towards someone because of something that you believe, I don't think that that is okay, in no way acceptable. I think people should have the right to have their own opinion and to be able to voice what they have to say, but if you're not going to say it in a loving way, don't say it. Also, don't like the extreme protests. This is something that actually disturbs me, and protests are fine, like especially the climate change ones. Like, I went to one of those in Portugal and the one on the Gold Coast, and it was awesome, like it was amazing. But I'm talking about the extreme vegan protests where people are chaining themselves up and blocking roads. I think I seen one where people were like pouring blood all over themselves and stripping naked in the streets, which is just way too extreme. Like, I don't think and it's gonna turn anyone vegan by you doing that. Basically, you're just wasting your time because people are just gonna think vegans are crazy, which a lot of them are. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of vegans are a little bit cray-cray. Extreme protests, not my thing. Don't agree with them. If you want someone to turn vegan, then go have a conversation. Like, be respectful and just chat to people about what you believe, and don't make them feel like a lesser person because they're not doing what you're doing. I need to take a sip of my water because I've just been talking this whole time and I have completely forgotten about my lemon water. Another thing that I don't agree with, which I know a lot of vegans are probably going to not agree with me, but being disrespectful to your friends and family and not sitting at a table with someone because they're eating meat, or not having a conversation with someone because they're not vegan, or not being friends with people because they're not vegan. Especially if your family, like if my family's cooked a meal, like most of the time I have to cook my own vegan food or mum will cook it for me. I'm very blessed to live in a household that will cook vegan food for me, and mum buys heaps of vegan food for the house, which is just amazing. But if they're sitting at the table and eating a steak, I'm not going to say to my family, no, I'm not going to sit with you because I don't want to watch you do that. And I understand this does really affect some vegans. If it really affects you, that is fine. Like, go sit at another table, but like, don't be disrespectful to your family or your friends when it comes to these types of situations. But in my opinion, I don't think it's very respectful if your family has made a meal, even if you're eating vegan at the table, and you don't go and sit with them. But that is just my opinion. I'm sure a lot of people disagree with me, and that is completely okay. The last thing is vegans that go vegan for the environment, but don't do anything else to help the environment, like aka using plastic. I know a lot of vegans that smoke cigarettes, like a pack a day. People that go vegan for the environment and for animal cruelty reasons, but don't give a crap, and what they're doing other than going vegan is affecting those animals. Because first of all, using plastic is killing tons and tons and tons of sea life every single day. Smoking affects air pollution, like a lot, but they don't care. Like, I'm not talking about the vegans that are trying. Like, I try and use as less plastic as possible, but there are still things that I buy that are in plastic. I am not 100% zero waste, but I do my best to not use plastic. And I think if people are trying to quit smoking and they're struggling, like, that is completely fine as long as you're trying. But I don't agree with the people who are like, yeah, I'm going vegan because I care about the animals and I care about the environment, but I'm gonna go smoke and buy a whole shopping cart full of plastic, if you know what I mean. Hopefully you guys get what I'm trying to talk about right now. I also don't agree with vegans that hate on other vegans because they're not a perfect vegan. Everyone is doing their best. All vegans are doing their best. I am definitely not a perfect vegan, as you guys have seen and heard, but I do my best. And I feel like this is the same thing as Christianity. If Christians were to hate on other Christians because they lied or they made a mistake and they hated on them because they messed up, like, I don't think that is okay. I think every vegan is amazing, and if you're doing your best to be vegan, then congratulations, you are doing an amazing job. But I don't agree with vegans that will hate on other vegans because they have a leather bag or they are wearing Ugg boots or whatever. Like for me now, I personally wouldn't buy anything leather or that comes from an animal, but we all make mistakes. Like sometimes I slip up and don't know that I buy things and I eat it or I wear it or whatever, and then I'm just like, oh crap. We're all human, like we're not perfect, and I don't expect anyone else to be perfect. Yeah, just chill out. So that is the end of my video. That is the end of my opinions. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you are offended, I am very sorry, but I can't help that. I'm simply just stating my opinion and my view on these topics. There is in no way I'm saying you have to be like me, you have to agree with everything I say. I love you all so much, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye! Mwah!